How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to review this music player that I just got. Now sorry for the background noise, if there is any. It is quite windy outside, so you know you're gonna hear something. So this is the X8 by, don't know how to pronounce their name, but this is the company, Gueray something. So this is a Chinese company and they sent this over for me to check out, and I've really been impressed by this thing. So here's the box that it comes in. It's the same one as one of the other music players that I looked at, because it's essentially just like that one, but the design is a bit different, and I happen to really like the design on this thing. So at the side you've got this volume knob, and unfortunately this is only for the volume. You can't use this to go up and down in the menus or anything, which is fine. Didn't really expect much of it, because this actually costs just £25, which, for you know how it sounds and everything, is absolutely amazing. It's a really good value for this. So having a look around the music player, at the top you've got the play and pause button as well as the power button. The indications and all that are at the back, and you've got the headphone jack. It is only single-ended. You've got the micro USB for charging, and then you've got on the left side these 4 buttons, and they're labeled at the back. So menu, forward, rewind, and then back button. At the back over here you've obviously got some information that's absolutely useless, and then you got the micro SD card slot on the side. Now this actually supports up to officially 128 gigs, but I've actually used a 256 gigabyte memory card and it works perfectly fine. So as far as the design goes, I really love the design. I mean, look at it, it looks really nice. Really nice looking music player. The thing that really stood out is just this volume knob, and that's why I sort of picked it up. It's quite a really nice looking music player. Now in terms of size, I'll bring in the Shanling M1, which is a bit dirty, but this has been sitting around, and as you can see it's pretty much like almost the same size. It's just a bit thicker as well, but overall it's similar in terms of size. Now the buttons feel really nice. They're quite big as well, and they're really tactile and really clicky. I really like that, so that's pretty nice. And it's, as you can see, the menu is pretty nice. It's not touch screen, and the screen is okay. It does have a lot of backlight bleed when you see it in the dark, or if you see it from an angle or something, but otherwise it's fine. If I go into settings, you can actually turn the display brightness down from here, and this is right now set on to max. I can actually go ahead and turn this down, and then you won't really be able to see it because it goes really dark. I'll just go ahead and put this on 11 again, just for the sake of this video. Now in terms of the settings and all that over here, it's got like the same options. Unfortunately you can't use the volume knob to go up and down. That's only for changing the volume, and it does have Bluetooth, which I haven't tried, but I'm sure it's gonna work no problem. And this is the same as the other Bluetooth on the other music player that I sent, so it's pretty much the same. Now if you go into the folder, you actually got the folder viewing over here. You can actually display pictures, which is something that I didn't expect. I've been looking at some album covers on this from the memory card that I had in there, but they do seem a bit dark, like the way the shadows and all that work on this. They do seem a bit contrasty and a bit dark. Other than that, I mean, you got MP3, you can play music, and then you've got videos as well. So there's that. But one of the things that if you go into music playing, well, you've got somewhere else over there. Now if you press the menu button, which is this one here, you go into some menus and you can go into the sound settings, and you can change the equalizer, and it does have custom. So if you're into that, it's got just 4 bands, I guess. Yeah, so this is one of the problems with this music player. I can't really, same thing with the day and time, you can't really go on to the next one. I don't know how to do that. But so if you go into the menu button, doesn't work either. If you go on to the settings, I'm so used to the channeling M2S, so I'm kind of assuming this is just for that, but it's only for changing the volume. So if you go into the date and time and then day settings, if you can set the date, the thing is, if I press that, it goes back and there's like no way to go forward from here onto months and then days. So I don't know how to do that. If can't press this in, you can only change the volume, and this is just like the Zishan DSD, the volume level on this. So it goes all the way up to 31 from 0. And then oh, I've got the sound settings on. I'll just go ahead and turn it off. Let's talk about the sound quality, because I think that's what you all want to know. Now this thing cost £25, and if you remember back when I actually got the Zishan Z3, that sounded pretty good. This sounds like the Zishan DSD, very close to it. It's not the same, but it sounds quite like the Zishan DSD, which is quite surprising because it sounds really, really good. It has a really wide sound stage, and I don't know in terms of the detail and all that, it sounds okay to me. A really, really nice sound from coming out from this thing. The other thing is, if you have the cover art as a separate file in the same folder like front.jpg, it's not going to show them here. You're going to have them embedded into the file, so that's fine. It also plays FLAC and WAV and then some other formats as well, and it does do lossless, but I don't know how high it goes because I played 192 kilohertz on here and it just said file not supported, so I'm assuming you probably won't be able to play anything above 96 kilohertz. I've been listening to CD quality on this, so it sounds really, really good in that regard. I mean, really, I'm just impressed with the sound quality. I mean, it costs £25 and it sounds really, really good. Now for £25, it's actually pretty good as well. And you know, as you can see, overall the music player itself is just really, really nice. If I go ahead and turn it off, I really like the design on this. It's got some weight to it, so it's a bit of a tank kind of device. The design is really, really nice. The display is fine, and then you got this volume knob, which is nice, and the sound quality again is really, really good. So I was actually surprised by this music player when I got it, but I think I really quite like it. If I had to pick a music player, if I could only have one, it wouldn't probably be this one, but at this price range it would be this one. If we go higher in terms of price range, I'd be able, if you probably go to like 100, then I'll pick somewhere else. But as far as I know, this is a really good music player, especially for the price. So if you're looking for one, get this one. It's pretty cool. I'll leave a link in the description. Make sure you go pick it up if you're looking for it. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comment section below. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in another video.